Hey there, and welcome back to our continuing coverage from Dice Tower Convention 2018, the only convention that builds healthy gums 5 different ways.
So 9 out of 10 dentists say.
I know, it's great, and it's all thanks to you viewers and all the participants behind us. So, and especially the special extra guests to help make the convention work by joining us, like Eric Lang. Hi.
Smooth. Smooth. And Eric, the first question that's on everybody's mind, what is up with the hair, man?
Oh, what did I do? Hold on. There we go.
Nice. All right, now we're set.
Again.
Oh my God.
Smooth.
Oh, I look like a.
Uh-oh, look out behind you.
I look like a used Hershey's Kiss. All right.
All right, I give up. Again, our theme for this week has been setting expectations for the audience, setting them down here.
Yes.
And, yeah, we're right.
So we're on the Dice Tower channel, which is usually high quality work. So we're shooting for here. We're here shooting for there.
Setting expectations.
So having you on the show.
But we managed to screw that up so far.
Yeah,
so let's see if we can salvage this by talking about what you've been working on recently. So,
all right, what have I been working on recently?
That's what we would like to know. Now, as I understand it,
no, recently we just did a setup. We did just have Rob Davio on.
Yes.
And he was excited to talk about this game that you and he are working on. And we said, stop. We're going to have Eric tell us about that game because he had these other legacy games that he was going to tell us about.
And he was hurt.
He was upset,
but
and he said, fine, if you'd rather hear Eric talk about this other game, then fine, go ahead. And then I teased it and I said, because Eric is bringing a prototype of that game.
Oh, man.
But something happened in that process to where we do not actually have the game here, so you'll just have to build it, a picture, and we'll use our mind's eye.
Paint it in our imagination. Let your description wash over us with this game you've been working on.
Yeah, sadly, sometimes things happen with prototypes at conventions,
Sure.
and
Yes.
then I have to spend a little extra time with them in the hotel room. And
Oh yeah, understandable.
So imagine, if you will, that I had a big box right here. It was full of...
Here, we can go to the second camera if you want to imagine it.
Ooh.
Right. It was full of Seamani goodness.
Oh,
right?
yeah. I love Seamani stuff.
Yes.
And one day, you know what I'll do? I'll tell you what I'll do.
Yeah.
One day I'll come in, and while somebody else is doing an interview about something, I'll just come in and just like, poof. I'll just put the miniature right there.
Okay.
And they'll be like, I don't know what we were talking about, but now all I can see is this miniature.
This. I like
so, yeah, so imagine it had a lot of great Cthulhu miniatures and awesome investigators, and they were big and they were tentacly and they were detailed in all the ways that Agent Smith and Studio McVeigh as a team could do.
Okay.
Agent Smith, who was, by the way, a huge fan of the Cthulhu mythos, so art directing him through this, not a problem. In fact, I'll tell you, all I did, I just gave him a list of all the mythos monsters that we want in there.
Right.
And I made him a playlist. I made him a mixtape, in fact.
Really?
Really?
Like, this is what, just listen to this. And that, he is, people say I'm a metalhead, and I kind of am, but I'm nothing compared to Adrian Smith. Nothing, right? Nothing. I'm like, I like Iron Maiden and stuff like that. Adrian's like, ugh, I don't listen to anything so friffy. I like my metal a little more dirty. And he made it happen.
So just out of curiosity now, so you got me curious now.
Yeah, yes.
For some of these Elder Gods, what was some of the songs on the mixtape you gave him to mentally get a picture of that Elder?
Let's see. Let me try to remember. So I make a lot of mixtapes because that's what I do. I believe
You still do the cool way where you listen to the radio station, hit record right when the song comes on?
Oh, Jesus.
And then you get upset when the DJ talks over the front of it?
No.
Oh, that's old school.
What's a radio station?
Exactly.
No. Let me see. I remember I had the entirety of Napalm Death, the album Scum. That was from just gross from back then. Back when. Let me see. What else? What else? Thinking. Oh. I had. Of course, I had Slayer, Hell Awaits, because.
For a particular.
No.
Oh, this was just in general.
Nothing specific.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
No.
I thought it was like one
just
God,
to inspire
one
him.
song.
Just to inspire him.
That's too much direction. No, I mean, Adrian knows what he's doing. He does, he needed no reference, no nothing. I was just like, no, I made him a mixtape. Just play this while you're working.
Gotcha.
Right? And
okay.
Yeah. Of course. And I don't remember. I had the intention to do this. I don't remember if I actually did it, but I stuck Madonna's Material Girl in the middle of like a couple of the thrash metal tapes. It was. Hopefully it was jarring enough for him to get some of that non-Euclidean art in there.
Or you might have this this model that comes out like this, a lady dressed from the 50s with pearls and a red purse as one of your elder gods.
Maybe, but it's the 20s, sir.
Was she from the 20s in that video?
Oh,
the
Madonna.
Material Girl.
Oh, sorry. We totally crossed the streams.
No, you said Material Girl, and I was picturing the Material Girl video where she dressed up in the red dress with the.
This is Marty running with it.
I know. Yeah, wow, look at him go.
You know what? Maybe we should get the name of the game.
The name of the game is called
Journalism.
Cthulhu, Death May Die. Because so it's a game about shooting Cthulhu in the face. It is a.
That's funny. That's exactly how Rob Davio explained it.
Was that the core thesis statement that you started from for the game?
My original call to Rob, when I called him, we were actually working on another project for quite a while. That kind of, we were excited about it, but kind of lost steam, and we was like, let's just put it away for a little bit. Okay. Let's do something we're really excited about. And then I called him, I think it was the next day. I said, hey, dude, do you want to do a game about shooting Cthulhu in the face? And he was like, yes, I do. And that's where that started. And I'd love to say that it was more in-depth than that. Like, nope, it wasn't. So Rob and I are both, we're both old school RPG players, right? And Rob is actually a professional writer. I'm pseudo-professional. I've made some money writing, but my background's in screenwriting. His is in high art. He's gonna hate that I said that. Anyway, so we wanted to make a game that had it's Cthulhu from a marketing perspective. You could call it a Cthulhu dungeon crawl, right? Where you you are walking through. The point of the game is to go through and kill Cthulhu, right? Or whichever elder god is being summoned in that particular episode. But because we wanted to, there are plenty of excellent games of existential horror based on the Cthulhu mythos that are out there. There are lots of good ones. We didn't want to do that. We wanted to make a game where it was all about power gaming and player empowerment and just going, you know what, the indescribable evil, but no, we'll just go out and shoot it. Mm-hmm. So
it's less of this ethereal, mystical stuff going on. So
I'm just
going to take this gun, go into him, and just shoot him right in the face.
I mean, it's a hard game. So, the mission statement of shoot Cthulhu in the face is a good one, but more likely than not, you're going to die or go insane.
Okay.
But it is a very hard game. It is very difficult to play. We want it to be challenging and really against all odds cinematic, but you too may shoot Cthulhu in the face. So the way that I put it, we have this. It doesn't really translate that much into the final product, but when Rob and I were thinking about the game, we were kind of thinking about like a sort of 80s action TV show, right?
Okay.
And
why did the 18 theme come to mind just right there?
So
Bam.
imagine, if you will, at the beginning of every episode, where you have somebody in the voice, right, going like, an ancient apocalyptic cult has started an unstoppable ritual to summon an elder one. Only you and your disparate group of investigators, scientists, firemen, axe murderers, and other things must pool together the ancient knowledge of the Necronomicon, the cultist ghouls, all these ancient power sources. Go in, disrupt the ritual, create a brief window where the Elder One will be mortal. Shoot them in the face. Profit.
Profit. Closing scene.
And
roll intro credits. Yeah.
I mean, you can even throw a little vaudeville in there, like oh, when Cthulhu choose the scenery, he choose the scenery. Right. Now, so it is a cooperative game from 1 to 5 players. It plays to 60 to 90 minutes.
Okay.
And it is action packed. Episode 1, the first episode you play. It is not a legacy game. It is not a campaign game. It is a standalone scenario game. Rob worked on a lot of legacy games. We wanted to make a game that feels like a game of constant discovery and newness without being a legacy game. We wanted to do something a little bit fresh for Rob and for the genre. So, and we actually want to focus on replayability. There's a lot of story and a lot of discovery going on in the game, but we want you to be able to play over and over and over again. So. So you play imagine I had a big box here, and inside those boxes were a bunch of little boxes. One which has a picture of Cthulhu on it, which has a picture of Hastur on it, and a number of little boxes have episodes on it. So you'll choose which episode you want to play. Say, for example, I'll play episode 1, Blasphemous Alchemy, the pilot, and I'll play Cthulhu, and I'll open this box. They're going to summon Cthulhu. Inside the box is Cthulhu with the star spawn, which means it's going to just with him, and a bunch of custom tokens, mythos cards that only appear when Cthulhu is in the game.
Okay,
And the episode is going to have an episode board that contains the rules for that episode, how to disrupt the ritual, and a number of discovery cards only for that episode, a number of mythos cards which you're going to combine with the Cthulhu cards.
Oh, okay.
Make a mythos deck. That's
just rifle shuffle.
That's right.
So
Can we call it close
the
to
Elder
that?
God plus the scenario you're doing will mix and match for the deck you're using to play that.
And that is the episode, right?
Okay.
Exactly right. So the episode is Blasphemous Alchemy, but they are summoning Cthulhu, and Cthulhu is a special way of harassing the players throughout the entire game, and being the end boss of the fight, which is completely different from the way that Hastur would be.
Okay.
So even if you decide, all right, we played this, all right, now we're going to take out Cthulhu and all of his stuff, and we're going to put Hastur in and all his stuff, it'll be a completely different feel.
Same scenario, but different wrinkles to overcome.
That's right.
Cool. Okay.
And of course, from episode to episode, every episode has its own rules and custom components that are not used in the other episodes. So when you're done playing out Blasphemous Alchemy, you put all that stuff back in the box, you play another episode.
Okay.
We wanted it to feel as much like getting, using the same rule set, so you don't have to relearn the whole game, but we want to give you 6 very discrete, different experiences by with the same formula. The formula is disrupt the ritual, kill the Elder God, don't go insane, don't die.
So you don't have to relearn the mechanism and how it's going to work. You just have to deal with the new things that are going to be thrown at you each time based on how you're mixing and matching.
The episode does have about 30% of the game rules in it, though.
Wow.
So like there's a lot of new in every episode.
Neat. Okay.
I do like the idea that each game is just a standalone game. Because, I mean, while legacy games are cool, some people get that tension or stress of like, well, great, I'm going to play this, but then I need to get together again to continue it on. It's nice to pull something off the shelf, play it, experience it, put it away, then come back to it later and play a totally different game.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, I love legacy games, of course, right? But and I just I love working with Rob, and I want to give Rob a chance to take a real breather and get do something that's fresh for him, right? And he and I, this is definitely the product of something that Rob and I would do together.
It has both of your influences in it that you can see.
Very much so, yeah.
Now, with all the different episodes for it, are they meant to be played in order, or is it kind of mix and match and choose which scenario
Like
you want?
a good 80s TV show, you can watch them in any order you want.
And they all make sense.
They are all standalone completely. But we did put a little bit of an order to it, and we threw in a couple Easter eggs in there, so there's some little common threads that you might find, but they're not essential to the story. They're just little tasty extra bits. We did put them in ascending order of complexity. So like you play the pilot, it is the most straightforward of the episodes. It's still highly replayable. You're in the basement of the Miskatonic University and it's on fire. Go, right? And so if you play them in order, you'll probably get a little bit more complex. Not difficulty, just a little bit more. We break a few more rules with every episode moving forward, but. You can go back, you can play episode 3, 1, 5, 6, doesn't matter. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Even every episode by itself, even though there's a lot of cool discoverable components in there, we designed it to be as replayable as possible for a narrative game.
And you said how many of each were there?
There are 6 episodes in the core box. Each one is very different, and there are 2 Elder Gods in the core box.
2 Elder Gods. Okay, so that's what, like 12 different things you got right there, right?
12 different. Well, I'd call them 12 different game modes, and within each game mode, of course, then there's the. So you also play investigators, right? Every investigator you play is very different. Now, here's one of the key twists: is a cooperative game. You can trust your family, you can trust your friends perfectly.
Yes.
You can't always trust yourself, though. See, the problem is. Because you guys have to go and deep dive into the ancient forbidden knowledges to go play the game, to go disrupt the ritual, you have to, that stuff drives you insane. You actually start the game with an insanity from the insanity deck. So let's say Ahmed, the clerical healer, will start the game with PTSD. And that, as you play the game, as you roll tentacles on your die, that you're going to lose sanity points. Every threshold that you hit on your sanity track is actually going to set your insanity off, and you're going to temporarily lose control of him. He's going to do that thing.
Okay.
Now check this out. If you're clever about it, you can even time it in a way so that's an advantage for you rather than a disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
So, for example, Ahmed, who's a clerical healer, he's good at recovering stress and helping out his friends that way, was PTSD, which that forces you to relive the last Mythos card, bad card, that you had played, right? You keep it personally, you have to replay it. However, Mythos cards shuffle into the deck after you've played, after a certain number of them have shown up with a summoning symbol. If you time it right and you set off your insanity when you have no cards, because it got shuffled back in the deck, instead of reliving it, you recover all your stress. Stress is used to re-roll dice and keep control of the situation as much as possible, or to make discoveries on discovery cards.
Is the insane effect for everybody known to every other player?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So I'll give you another example. So let's say we have Borden, who is a young axe murderess, only kills bad people though. Who's a special custom
all axe
skill.
murderers do.
Exactly right. Right. Let's say, for example, she has psychotic outbreaks. I just pulled that from the top of the deck. Whenever her insanity is set off, she will move to the nearest room, to the nearest space that has any figures in it, friend or foe, and will hit and attack everything in there for 2 damage. So automatic, no rolls, no nothing. So if she's about to go psycho, we get these moments, right? That's one we want designed for. Like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose it! Like everybody's like runs away. So then she goes off and jumps into Cthulhu. Now the other thing is, even more than this, one more angle to consider is, as you hit an insanity threshold, every time you hit one, you get to upgrade one of your skills. The game there's not a lot of stats in the game. You only have 3 skills. 2 of them come from a common pool, which are the 6 basic skills of the game, and one that's custom for your character. Every time you hit a threshold, you get to up one of those skills and get a more powerful version of that skill. You get literally more powerful in your thing. So for example, her ability is savagery. Every time she gets an enemy by themselves, she gets to roll an extra bonus die.
Okay.
Right, and on the second level, she gets another bonus die. Right, she's really good at capturing people and killing them alone. But on the third one, she gets to recover stress if she kills somebody. On the fourth one, she recovers all her stress if she kills somebody. So like they all lead into each other and they synergize with each other, but they just get better versions of them. You have a total of 9 different upgrades you can get, but you only have 6 possible thresholds you can hit. Okay. If you hit maximum insanity and you roll more tentacle, you go insane, blah, 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 and you're out of the game.
Oh, so there's some player elimination potentially.
Well, so you lose the game. You lose the game if any player dies or goes insane before the Elder One comes onto the board. Once the Elder One comes onto the board, you only lose if everybody dies.
Okay, got it.
All right, so that end game, there might be some player elimination, but you're kind of in the last round, the last episode of it.
You're in Act 3. Yeah.
Act 3.
So if that wasn't enough, the end game, the end boss by himself has a new thing. So they have multiple stages you have to go through. It's Cthulhu. I mean, you're not going to just like go up and shoot him, right? I mean, you can, but so he has a little deck of his own. So every time he advances on the track due to Mythos cards, he does something horrible. He, for example, tries to turn the entire board into Relay. So he put a Relay token, that's his home world, and makes certain space on the board really horrible for players. More cultists spawn there. People go insane when certain trigger points happen. But so when he comes on the board, you go to stage 1 of Cthulhu, and then Cthulhu he will do something specific, right? He'll do a big monumental event, change the whole board, and then he has a constant ability. But the first one of Cthulhu is, once now the Cthulhu is in play, everybody loses 1 sanity automatically every turn.
Yikes!
Right, the countdown clock goes. It's Cthulhu. I mean, what he's gonna do, right? So now, once you kill that stage, you peel off another card, but that card will go next to it and stack. So he'll roll all the dice from his stage 1 and the dice from his stage 2, and you keep the ability from stage 1, and you keep the ability from stage 2. So he just gets worse and worse and worse until you kill him.
So you got to kill him quick.
Yeah.
You got to kill him as best as you possibly can.
Cool. Now,
death may die. May die.
There you go. Very important word there in the title.
As opposed to will.
That's right.
Now, I noticed you said the words core box when you're describing that it came with 2 elder gods and then the scenarios. So are there plans for like modules or expansions and other things to be released and whatnot?
Well, so I'm the game director for a company called CMON.
Yes, I'm familiar with their work.
Anybody who's familiar with CMON has a an understanding of how our Kickstarter is going to go.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. So
How much of my money are you going to need?
it's called stretch goals.
What you got? Yeah. Simon, yes.
So speaking of which, let's talk about this. Is going to be coming on Kickstarter pretty soon.
July 10th, this Tuesday.
Yes, and this is going to be, I guess, running. Is it 30 days? This is one of your short ones, or
I don't think I'm allowed to say.
Okay, all right. So it's going to be running for some period.
It's
of time.
not going to be. It's not going to be 5 days.
Okay, so it'll be. You can just check the website, check Twitter.
Starting, you said next Tuesday? Is that okay?
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Do you know-
3 p.m. EST Tuesday.
Can you say what the base initial price is going to be?
I don't know if I'm allowed, so I have to say I'm not.
That is A-okay.
The box is this big, and it's about the size of a Blood Rage Rising Sun box.
Oh, okay.
Draw your own conclusions.
All right, I understand.
It's got tons of ridiculous plastic.
And he probably can't say, but if it's typical CMON fare, it's like every stretch goal gives you extra stuff, and it makes
You said it, not me.
It's makes the pledge. Makes it more valuable over time, so that you usually want to get in on the CMON Kickstarters because of all the extra stuff that you get that typically doesn't come with the retail version.
When my mailman delivered my copy of Rising Sun, he was visibly weeping from carrying it all up to the front porch.
I kind of like to hear that.
Oh, there you go. And so this is going to be coming on Kickstarter. So can you say when it's may come? When will it be delivered for Kickstarter backers?
So we hope it'll ship some later this year. Right?
Later this year.
It's,
Okay, fantastic.
It's done when it's done.
Oh no, I understand that.
So we're still in very late development. The design is pretty much wrapped up, but we're still tuning and developing. So even after the Kickstarter is done, we're just going to put a nice bow on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know us, right? We're going to work on this thing until it's polished to a.
Yep. Kind of the Blizzard approach. Blizzard, their motto is our games are done when they're done, and they're always great.
Is this something that people will be able to see and demo at Gen Con?
I hope so.
Okay.
I hope so.
'Cause
I actually, when things happen with my prototype, I'm actually going to show it out here at Dice Archon. However, the miniatures are all resin, so I can't really let people mess around with them too much. So I'll just be like, hey guys, come make decisions for me, and I'll move them around for you. Please don't touch my resins.
I'll say that a lot. Don't touch my resins.
Twitter bio.
It's in the bio. All right, so it's going to be coming on Kickstarter July 10th. It's going to be running for some period of time. It's going to cost a certain amount of money. It'll be coming later on this year. So a lot of definitive facts right there.
And it looks just like this.
I am the director of precision.
That sounds great. And again, if you know CMON Kickstarters are going to be fabulous. I love the Lovecraftian mythology is one of those things I just never get tired of.
Me neither.
Some
I
people
love
get tired of zombies and stuff. It's just one thing. So this is going to be a little bit different. This is more run and gun. And in fact, Rob actually said that he wished he'd call it, instead of move and attack, he wished he'd call the actions run and gun, because that's what it is. You're moving, you're shooting, you're dodging, you're weaving, you're bobbing. A lot more of a physical type thing as opposed to this mental type stuff.
Exactly. We wanted, like, I too love Cthulhu. I mean, I think I played every major Cthulhu release out there. I'd never get tired of it either. But I don't want to just rehash what's already been done, right? They're excellent games in that genre. We want to do a fresh approach.
Okay.
Yeah. I like the idea of the scenarios and mixing the decks together with the various Elder Gods you're using to kind of keep the variety going. Sounds really cool.
That's my aim.
All right.
Oh, Marty's got an iPad.
All right, let's see if you're able to continue in part 2 of our conversation here, if you would like.
Here's something that we know about you. Like with Rob, we knew that he liked to talk about food and baseball. You, my friend, are a music aficionado.
Aficionado.
Yeah, the simple fact that you mentioned that making mixtapes is what you do is like, that's great, because we want to know more about you. And of course, we want the audience to know more about us. So we have devised, we have devised a little game. Okay. So what we're going to do now, I'm
going to play test it. And I'm going to tell you your game is terrible. You know that, right? Oh well.
Well, just throw it away. So what we're going to do now, this is not for what we've been doing with some other guests that we've talked with. Is we have had them play a game, and if they win, they win a gift certificate for a viewer. This is not going to be for a gift certificate. We've already given away 2 of those today that we will be drawing later on. This is simply for bragging rights between Marty and I to help with an impartial judge who has the better taste in music.
Oh, I love this game.
And part of that will be a little bit of a quiz for you to see how well you know the music that we enjoy.
So hopefully it's not in the last 10 years, otherwise get off my lawn.
Okay, so here's what we're going to be doing. Okay. We're going to be giving you a name of a band and an album. Okay. And you will be tasked with naming typically just one song, if you can, off this album.
Sure.
Now,
There you go.
we do have lifelines for
Yes.
you that Chaz has over here.
You have 3 lifelines that you can use. There are 10 questions total.
Okay.
You can, if you get some, you can name another album by that band as a lifeline.
Okay.
Or name any 3 songs by that band from any album.
Okay.
Or just name at least one of the band members.
I can do that instead of the song.
Yes, if you get stumped by naming a song off the album we pick, you can use any of those 3.
Gotcha. All right.
As a replacement.
So these 2 are similar, and this is a different rule set. That's okay. One day you'll get the rule set nice and clean. It's okay. No problem. Let's do this.
You magnificent, magnificent man.
I just kind of want to play anymore now. Okay, so here we go. I will go ahead and go first.
All right.
Here we go.
And we also have pictures of the album covers in case that helps to jog your memory.
Yes, and in fact, my iPad is slower than his, so you have to see. All right, so the first one is Kansas Left Overture, but you cannot name Carry On Wayward Son.
All right, Dust in the Wind.
No.
Oh my God, it is. Oh my God.
No, that's all right. That's all right. Think about it for a second.
This is terrible.
You may be using a lifeline. Oh.
No, I promise you guys, I love Kansas. Why can I not name a single song on this album?
Probably their most popular album, Either That or Point of No Return, which is where Dust in the Wind is from.
No. Do I have to lose?
No,
Can I take damage? Do I have life points?
You have a life. Wow, this could become a game. You could use a lifeline to save yourself.
And well, basically we're looking for total points out of 10. Oh, actually, we did.
No, you know what? No, this is my shame. I'm not using any lifelines. I take damage for this.
All right, I'll get a damage token.
You have excellent taste in music, by the way.
So hold on.
So far.
So here you go, just so you can see. Okay, The Wall, What's on My Mind, Miracles Out of Nowhere, Opus Insert, Question My Childhood, Cheyenne Anthem, Magnum Opus.
So I'm going to defend my terribleness here.
Okay.
I grew up listening to Kansas.
Yes.
I've listened to this album several times, but the problem is there are several bands where I just listen to it beginning to end, and I don't know any of the song names. If Blue Oyster Cult's on your list, that's going to happen too.
So you've taken 1 point of damage.
Okay.
Okay.
He's got a little frowny face.
Marty has an excellent album, so
Okay, there's one for me.
Okay. My first album is Ignition by The Offspring. And we each have 5 bands that we chose. Mine are my top 5 favorite bands in descending order, so from number 5 to number 1. So this is my 5th favorite band, and Ignition by The Offspring.
Oh, sorry, I don't like The Offspring that much. It's the song with the song about the 3 power chords.
Well, guess that could be any of them. Yes.
G, C, and D.
Yeah, E, A, B.
Okay.
Flat.
Could be more than likely.
Okay. Well, you know what? You're wounded. You're just a little wing on that one.
Did we use a lifeline?
Nope.
Okay. The reason why I chose Ignition, though, is because there's a song, Dirty Magic, that is on this album, which is the least Offspring-sounding song in their entire catalog. So if you don't care for the Offspring, I still recommend checking out the version of Dirty Magic off of Ignition.
All right.
And they redid Dirty Magic off their latest album, Days Go By, but they redid it in their current style.
All I'm hearing is Marty's winning at this point.
Okay.
You're also gonna rethink the whole music aficionado thing, aren't you? Everyone listens to the occasional band.
This one is a little bit different.
Okay, let's do this.
Because of who you are.
Oh
and
my
where
goodness.
you come from.
Uh-oh.
You need to name
Oh no.
3 songs from this album, but I bet you can name more.
All right.
Rush Moving Pictures.
Rush. Really?
Can you name the whole album?
Almost in order. I mean, so obviously we're gonna go YYZ, Limelight, Red Barchetta, Tom Sawyer, Witch Hunt.
2 left.
Witch Hunt, by the way, Witch Hunt was written almost entirely by Alex Lifeson, even though that the credits for every song is Lee Lifeson and Peart. Just
A little bit of trivia. 2 more. One of them is my favorite off this album.
Oh my God.
Long song.
The Camera Eyes.
Yes,
And
1 left. Last song on the second side.
Damn it.
Vital Signs.
Oh, Yeah, vital signs.
Yeah, this one nobody listens to.
All right.
So there you go. He
Wow.
got 6 out of 7.
Wow, you were able to name the entire album almost in order. You're really gonna like mine if I'm gonna win this point. Okay.
Rush.
Oh no,
Come on, a Canadian rock band? That was in the bag.
This is fixed. This is bait and switch. Bait and switch.
It doesn't matter that they're Canadian. They're just awesome.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, sir. My next album is my 4th favorite band, Zebrahead. Specifically, the album I chose was Waste of Mind, which is the album just before Playmate of the Year, which was their breakthrough album. So this is the album before their breakthrough album, Waste of Mind.
All right.
And now, if you want, if Rush has done any covers of Zebrahead, I'll also accept the Rush cover, if it'll help things.
Get off my lawn.
I gotta get off my lawn.
But you know what, though? I'm taking a happy face for that.
Oh, I got get off my lawn. We need the Price is Right horn.
Music aficionado. Nope.
Okay. This next album is a band that I have the same issue with, where you say, I listen to this band, but I can't think of the name of the songs or what albums it comes from.
Oh,
so
yeah.
this might want to use one of these.
Okay.
Opeth, Pale Communion.
Opeth Pale Communion. Oh my God. So I'm a big fan of Opeth, but the last 3 albums I can barely name any songs of them. That's a tough one.
And that's one of the last 3.
So hold on a second.
And you still have 3 lifelines.
I'm singing it in my head. So the radio song is called, it's the one in harmonic minor.
I'm toast.
You're toast.
Come on, guys, help me out here. Well, okay. All right, so we'll do Moon Above, Sun Below, which is on one of the songs on the album. I know that. There, that's the one I get.
Yep. Was you thinking of Eternal Rains Will Come or Cusp of Eternity?
Cusp of Eternity.
Yes.
Eternal Rains Will Come is the first song on the album.
Yes,
Cusp
and
of
Eternity is the
nice.
second. I'm
Eternal
done.
Rains Will Come. That's actually my least favorite album by Opeth. by the
Really?
way. Yeah.
I kind of like the transition to the newer stuff, but go ahead.
You guys disgust me. Okay, hopefully, I can redeem myself a little bit with this one. We'll see. This was my.
Is there a guitar anywhere in the album?
Okay, we'll skip to the next one. That got me. No, there's not a guitar, but there is an accordion because it's Weird Al in 3D. This was the first album I ever owned, and it was, well, not my introduction to Weird Al, but it was my first album I owned of his. So for the love of cheese, please know something off.
There's a song on it called, maybe it's the first song on the second side called I Actually Wrote This Myself. Is that,
That's
no.
one of the polka songs.
Oh no, was that the one? No, followed by Just Kidding.
Well, no,
And the third song in the third song in the medley is called I Make My Money Off Other People's Talent.
Now wait, now,
Sorry.
now wait, that off the deep end, I'm holding back the tears.
I just lost all my fans.
Weird Al fans are going.
How was Dice Tower Con? Well, I stopped liking Eric Lang. Other than that,
I have a Weird Al story for you, by the way. I'll tell you after camera.
Oh, okay,
It's
okay.
really funny.
okay. And off the, I hope this. It almost sounded like that was facetious, but
No, it's really
on
funny.
Off the Deep End, a later album in the early '90s. There actually is a song called "I Was Only Kidding," which you mentioned as a joke. So I'm giving you the point for that one.
Oh, there you go. But he had to use a lifeline.
Nope.
No, I'm just giving it to
Oh,
him
just give it to
because
him.
I'm very, very sad.
Got it. All right. For my 4th. Dream Theater, Metropolis Part 2, Scenes from a Memory.
Dance of Eternity.
What is it with you guys?
That's a great album.
I actually just listened to that because I was watching the drummer auditions video for when
Yes.
after Mike Portnoy left the band. And do you know the names of all 5 drummers that they?
I do not. One of them now plays with Steven Wilson in his band. Mars something. Last name starts with the M.
Marco Miniman?
Yes.
Oh, he's playing with.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Steven Wilson.
Not anymore.
Oh, he
Not
left?
anymore. Yeah, yes. Sorry, dude.
I don't want to play this game anymore.
We're gonna make our own mixtape. So Mike Mangini is now the drummer. I miss Mike Mangini very much. I miss Mark Portnoy very much. Mike Mangini's a great drummer, but I miss Portnoy.
Yeah, different style, but still good.
Hi.
Hi.
All right, 4th
All right.
album. Go ahead over there, Chaz.
This next one.
That steak is gonna taste so good.
This next one is from my favorite album of all time.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Ill Communication by the Beastie Boys.
Is that the one with Fight for Your Right to Party?
No, no, that's License to Ill. That was their first album. This is actually their fourth album.
Is that the one where they collaborated with Slayer? Kerry King was on. He did a song with them.
No, the guitarist for Slayer was the guitarist on Fight for Your Right to Party. I can see that your Beastie Boys knowledge is very centralized in one song.
So unfortunately, in my life, in my teenage life, Beastie Boys was usually the video that came on before the video I wanted to watch. And so
you're breaking my heart.
I'm so sorry.
I can feel it. I can feel it breaking.
I don't hate the Beastie Boys. I just didn't like them.
That's okay. How about you watched the recent Star Trek movies?
I think so. The last one I watched was the Wrath of Khan remake.
Okay. That's the second of the third three. That's the one that doesn't have a Beastie Boys song in it.
There you go. That's why I liked it. Ah!
I'm done. Your turn, Marty.
Last album. Went a little bit deeper with this one. I think you're a fan of
Go
this.
deep. Sure, go as deep as you want, Marty.
Porcupine Tree in absentia.
In absentia.
In absentia.
Sure. I like Dot 3. I like Wedding Nails.
Of course you do.
Like,
Great
of
instrumental.
course, The Sound of Muzak, Gravity Eyelids.
Trains.
Trains is actually one of my favorite. Blackest Eyes. Trains is the second song. Blackest Eyes is the first one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, Blackest Eyes.
And Strip the Soul, which is my favorite song on the album.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, that's good.
Sorry, dude.
I don't want to do this.
Now, for people out there, no, he has not seen my list. He has not. It's one of these things, over the years that I've talked to Eric, I found out that he and I have very similar music tastes, so Chaz, I set you up.
Do you know that, of course you know that Stephen Wilson, the main guy in Porcupine Tree, was the producer of every Opeth album, starting with Blackwater Park, but not including Ghost Reveries. He was only the mixer, not the producer.
Oh, okay, but I knew he was producing for them a lot.
Yes.
Yes.
I will cut you. All right. So this is a band, an album from my favorite band, 311, from the album Grassroots. And I'll just sit here quietly.
So the album actually looks a little bit like the cover for Godflesh Street Cleaner.
Okay.
Which is a band I like, unlike these guys who I don't know. So
well, at least you have no negative opinion of them. I mean, for me, that's a win at this point.
Okay, yeah. So I'll say I don't know, but I appreciate you, and you are a valuable human being in your own right, and I respect your taste in music.
I bloody will take it. Yay! I kind of felt like I won that one.
I want mine medium. My steak medium. Okay.
Now remember, this is only the second contest, so it's going to it's the overall winner of all of our competitions going on.
Who won the first one?
I'm going to just say me to save face at this point.
All right, so there you go. We've delved into Eric Lang a little bit deeper because he's a big music fan. One of the first things I found out.
Music fan.
Sure. Apparently, of the Get Off My Lawn variety.
I remember when Eric came on our show.
My leftover chair.
It's all right. We'll make it for it later. When Eric came on our show, we talked to him about Blood Rage. He was telling us. Well, I think I first found out when he was said he was designing Blood Rage, and you were listening to Norwegian rock and stuff.
I was actually listening to Swedish metal. Mona Martha's they're from Stockholm, Sweden.
I need to put that on my list.
Yes.
Anyway, so that's where I kind of found out, and I kind of found we had similar taste in music. Eric, we're excited about this new game that's coming out. Death May Die. Cthulhu, Death May, not Will, that's coming out on Kickstarter on July 10th for some amount of money, for some length of time to come out later on this year. But it sounds great. There's Cthulhu right there. It's like we had the model right in front of us. It looks exactly like that. Stretch goal may make it look a little bit better, but that's the way it's going to start out. So, Eric, thank you so much for coming on. And where can people find you?
Right here at Dice Tower Con. No, that's not what you want, right?
Yeah, online.
Online. So I actually don't really participate in that much online stuff anymore. I think I'm still on Twitter, and I am
At Eric_Lang.
That's it. I'm at Eric_Lang, as if I knew my own Twitter handle.
Thank you, Eric, for joining us.
Thanks, Chaz.
As mentally and emotionally scarring as it was. So we're going to take a 5-minute cry break, and when we get back, we're going to be joined by Jamie Keggy from the Secret Cabal to close out our today's show with our last segment. And you're not going to want to miss it because we're going to be playing a game with Jamie, which might be so scarring it's going to make this look like child's play. See you later in just a couple minutes.
Bye-bye.